So let's talk about the moment you realize assisted living isn't going to cut it anymore. Maybe it's when you get a call that your dad tried to leave the building at 2 a.m. looking for his car. Or when your mom's getting aggressive with staff who are just trying to help her shower. Or maybe it's like my situation. I'm up every hour at night because my mom's wandering around the house and I have to remove the stove knobs because she tried to cook and left the gas on. That's when families start hearing the term memory care. And honestly, most people don't really know what that means at first. Is it just locked down assisted living? Is it a nursing home? How is it different? And how do you know when it's actually time? Today we're breaking down memory care, what it really is, who needs it, what it costs, and what to look for when you're touring communities here in Austin. Let's get into it. Hi, I'm Stella O'Hara Williams, and welcome back to Navigating Senior Care with Stella. I am a senior placement specialist here in Austin, and this is episode 8 of our series, Breaking Down Senior Living Options. If you missed the earlier episodes on independent living and assisted living, go back and listen to those first. Today, we're moving up the care continuum to memory care. Okay, so let's start with the basics. What is memory care and how is it different from assisted living? Memory care is a specialized type of residential care specifically designed for people with Alzheimer's disease, dementia, or other forms of memory impairment. It's a completely different level of care. Here's what makes it different. Number one, it's secured. Memory care units have secure entries and exits. The doors are locked, not to keep people prisoners, but to keep residents safe from wandering. And wandering is a huge safety issue with dementia. People with dementia will try to leave because they think they need to go to work or pick up their kids or go home even though they are home. They can walk out the door and have no idea where they are or how to get back. I worked with families where their loved ones was found miles away, completely disoriented. It's terrifying. The good memory care communities make the security feel natural, not like a prison. You might not even realize you're in a secured space because it feels home-like. But those doors, they are locked for safety. Number two, staff trained in dementia care. The staff in memory care aren't just CNAs who took a 1 hour dementia class. They are specifically trained to work with people who have cognitive impairment. They know how to communicate with someone who's confused. They know how to redirect without arguing. They know that when someone gets combative during personal care, it's not personal, it's the disease. And they know de escalation techniques. They understand behaviors like when someone's hoarding items in their room because they think people are stealing from them. That's a common dementia symptom. Staff knows how to handle that with dignity. Number three, higher staff ratios. In regular assisted living, you might have one caregiver for 15 to 20 residents. In memory care, that ratio is usually one caregiver for every 6 to 8 residents, sometimes even lower. Why? Because people with dementia need more redirection, more supervision, more hands-on help, more patience. Number four, specialized programming. Activities in memory care aren't just bingo and movies. They are therapeutic activities designed specifically for people with cognitive impairment. Things like music therapy, remnants activities with photos and familiar objects, sensory stimulation, simple tasks that give purpose like folding towels or sorting things, low stimulation, activities for late stage dementia. Good communities also structures a day around routine because routine creates security for people with dementia. Number five, the environment is designed for dementia. You'll see things like color-coded hallways to help with navigation, memory boxes outside rooms with personal photos and items, circular walking paths so residents can wander safely, reduce noise and stimulation in common areas, good lighting because dim lighting increases confusion, secured outdoor spaces. Now let's talk cost. Memory care is more expensive than assisted living. In Austin, you're looking at between 5,000 to 8,000 per month on average, sometimes more depending on the community and level of care. That's a big number, but here's what I tell families. Compare that to the 24/7 home care, which can easily run 15 to 20,000 a month, or compare it to the cost of unsafe situations, ER visits, falls, wandering incidents. Most families reach a point where memory care is actually the most cost-effective and safest option. Now let's talk about when someone actually needs memory care versus assisted living. because it's the question I get asked most often. Here are the major signs. Sign number one: safety issues in the home or current community. When your loved one is doing things that could seriously hurt themselves or others, that's a red flag. Things like leaving the stove on and forgetting about it. I literally had to remove my mom's stove knobs because we had a gas scare. Trying to drive when they shouldn't, opening doors and walking out in the middle of the night. Falling frequently because they forget they can't walk without help. Assisted living can't always accommodate these safety risks. Memory care is designed for them. Sign number two: wandering or elopement risk. This is different from just being restless. This is when someone genuinely tries to leave because they believe they need to be somewhere else. They think they need to go to work or go pick up their kids or go to their childhood home, and they'll walk out the door without any sense of danger. If your loved one is trying to leave regularly, they need a secured environment, period. Sign number three: aggressive or combative behavior. When dementia progresses, someone who was always gentle can become aggressive during personal care, hitting, kicking, biting, pushing away caregivers who are trying to help them bathe or dress. This isn't their fault, it's the disease, but most assisted living communities will tell you directly, we're not equipped for this. Memory care staff are trained in de-escalation and managing these types of behaviors safely. Sign number four: severe sundowning. Sundowning is when someone with dementia gets more confused, agitated, or paranoid as the day goes on, usually late afternoon and evening. If this is happening occasionally, assisted living might be okay. But if it's happening every evening and involves significant agitation, pacing, trying to leave, or aggression, that's memory care territory. Memory care has evening programming specifically designed for sundowning. They know how to handle it. Sign number five is paranoia and delusions. Things like believing people are stealing from them, hiding items and forgetting where they put them, seeing people who aren't there, or believing dead relatives are still alive. My mom thinks someone's taken things from her room. She hides items and then accuses others of stealing. That's textbook dementia paranoia. In memory care, staff know how to validate these feelings without arguing or trying to force reality orientation. They're trained in it. Sign number six: sleep disturbances. When your loved one is up multiple times every night, wondering, confused, agitated, that requires 24/7 supervision. I am up every hour with my mom at night. That's not sustainable long term. And it's not safe for her to be wandering while I'm trying to sleep. Memory care has overnight staff who can supervise and redirect during nighttime wandering. Sign number seven: assistance required for most or all ADLs. ADLs are activities of daily living: bathing, dressing, toileting, eating, transferring. If your loved one needs hands on help with most of these and they have dementia that makes them resist help or become confused during care, that's usually beyond what standard assisted living can handle. Sign number eight: the current setting can't manage them anymore. Sometimes the clearest sign is when the assisted living community says they can't keep your loved one safe anymore. Home health aides are quitting. Adult day programs say they can't accommodate the behaviors. You, as a caregiver, are completely burned out. When the current level of care isn't working, it's time to look at the next level. Look, I help families with this every week, and I see the signs in myself too. If you're exhausted, not sleeping, your health is suffering, you're missing work, or you're feeling resentful, that's a sign that care needs have exceeded what one person can manage. Memory care isn't giving up, it's recognizing that your loved one needs a team of trained professionals, not one exhausted family member trying to do it all. How many signs before it's time? There's no magic number. Some families reach memory care when they see two, maybe three of these signs. Some wait until they've seen all of them. But generally, if you're seeing multiple safety concerns, behavior issues, or caregiver burnout, it's time to at least tour some communities and see what's available out there. All right, so you're ready to start looking at memory care communities. What should you be looking for? Tour at different times of the day. Don't just do the scheduled morning tour. Come back at 4 or 5 p.m. during the sundowning hours. How does the community handle residents who are agitated or confused during that time? That tells you a lot about their staff training. The smell test. First thing when you walk in, what does it smell like? If it smells like urine or heavy cleaning chemicals, that's a red flag. Good communities smell neutral and clean. Watch staff interactions. How are staff talking to residents? Are they making eye contact, kneeling down to eye level, speaking respectfully, or are they talking about residents like they're not there, rushing past them, looking stressed? Pay attention to this. It's the most important indicator of quality of care. Ask about behavior management. Here's a key question. How do you handle challenging behaviors like aggression or agitation? If their first answer is, we work with the doctor on medications, that's a yellow flag. Medication should not be the first line of defense. You want to hear things like, we try to understand what's triggering the behavior. Are they in pain, scared, hungry, and address the root cause. Also ask, do you use physical restraints? The answer should be no, or only in extreme safety situations with doctor's orders. Look at the physical space. Is it secured but still feels open and homelike? Are there safe walking paths for wandering? Is there a secured outdoor space? Are there multiple living areas or just one big room with a TV? Is the lighting good? Because poor light increases confusion. Do residents have personal items in their rooms? Check out the activities. Don't just look at the calendar. Ask staff, what did you do with the residents yesterday? Good memory care programs includes music therapy, not just background music. Sensory activities, purposeful tasks like folding, sorting, small group activities, one-on-one time for residents who need it. If they're just doing generic activities like bingo and movies, that community isn't thinking about dementia specific needs. Staff turnover. Ask, how long have your current caregivers been working here? What's your average turnover rate? High turnover means residents are constantly adjusting to new faces, which is really hard for people with dementia. You want stability. Staff to resident ratio. Ask what the ratio is during the day and night. It should be roughly 1 to 6 or 1 to 8 during the day, and there should be adequate overnight staffing for nighttime wandering and care needs. Family communication. How does the community keep families updated? Daily logs, weekly calls, a family portal. You want proactive communication, not just hearing from them when there's a problem. Visit multiple communities. Tour at least 3 communities so you can compare. What feels right at one might feel completely wrong at another. Trust your gut. In Austin specifically, some good questions to ask Austin communities. Do you accept Medicaid if private pay funds run out? Can my loved one age in place here, or will they need to move to skilled nursing if needs increase? What's included in your base rate versus what costs extra? How do you handle medical emergencies? Red flags to watch for. It won't let you tour the actual memory care unit. Residents look sedated or just sitting in front of TV all day. Staff seems stressed, short tempered, or overwhelmed. High pressure sales tactics. Vague answers about staff training or ratios. No clear communication system for families. One more thing, if you're feeling overwhelmed by this process, that's where placement specialists like me come in. We know these communities. We know which ones are great, which ones have issues, and our services are free to families. The communities pay us. If you're in Austin, call me 737-389-2130. Let me help you navigate this. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. This decision is really hard emotionally. Placing a loved one in memory care often brings up guilt, grief, and a lot of what ifs, even when you know it's the right decision logically. Your heart might not feel ready. I see this with families every week, and I get it personally too. I'm navigating the same thing with my own mom. Here's what I want you to hear. Moving someone to memory care isn't giving up on them. It's recognizing that they need a level of specialized care that requires a trained team, not one exhausted family member. You can't provide 24/7 supervision alone. You can't recreate the therapeutic programming. You can't match the staffing ratios, and trying to do it all yourself doesn't make you a better daughter, son, or caregiver. It just makes you burned out. Memory care, when it's done well, can actually improve quality of life for your loved one. They're in a safe environment, they're getting specialized programming, they are around staff who knows how to communicate with them when they're confused. And it allows you to be their family member again, not their exhausted caregiver. You can visit and just be with them. I'll be honest, the first few weeks after placement can be rough. Your loved one might be confused. They might ask to go home. They might seem upset. But most families tell me that after 4 to 6 weeks, their loved one has adjusted. They've gotten used to the routine. They've bonded with staff and they're actually doing better than they were before. Give it time and give yourself grace. This is one of the hardest decisions you'll ever make, and there's no perfect time to make it. If you need support through this, there are caregiver support groups, therapists who specialize in family caregiving, and people like me who can walk alongside you through the process. Here's what we covered today. Memory care is specialized residential care for people with Alzheimer's, dementia, and other memory impairments. It's different from assisted living because it's secured, has higher staff ratios, and staff are specifically trained in dementia care. The sign is time includes safety issues, wandering, aggressive behavior, severe sundowning, paranoia, sleep disturbances, and when the current care setting can't manage the needs anymore. When you tour communities, look at how staff interact with residents, ask about behavior management approaches, check the staff ratios, and make sure the environment feels home-like even though it's secured. The cost in Austin runs 5 to 8,000 per month on average, which is more than assisted living, but less than 24/7 home care. And emotionally, this is a really hard decision. Give yourself grace. There's no perfect time. Just gather information and make the best decision you can with what you know. If you're seeing multiple signs that memory care might be needed, start touring communities even if you're not ready to move yet. It helps to see what's available and what it actually looks like. If you're in Austin and need help navigating this, call me 737-389-2130 or visit tourseniorliving.org. I can help you figure out which communities might be a good fit and walk you through the whole process. And if you found this episode helpful, share it with someone who needs it. Post it in your caregiver group. Send it to a friend who's struggling with this decision. Next episode, we're talking about the sandwich generation, raising kids while caring for parents. Thanks for being here. I'm Stella Herrera Williams, and I'll see you next time on Navigating Senior Care with Stella. For help finding memory care or any senior living option in Austin and Central Texas, visit tourseniorliving.org or call me, Stella, at 737-389-2130. Thanks, and have a blessed day.